What if I told you that one of the most powerful SEO tools on the market, worth well over $100 a month, was just recently built into every single one of your Lovable projects? Almost nobody seems to have noticed this, but it's there. And what looks to be a recent partnership with Semrush, Lovable has integrated a massive database of keywords and domain analytics directly into its builder. This isn't just some minor add-on, it's a fundamental shift in how you can build and actually rank a site on the Lovable platform. For years, there's been a stubborn myth that Lovable sites just can't rank on Google. People would build these beautiful projects, hit publish, and then watch them vanish into the search engine abyss. I've ranked keywords on Lovable sites before this SEMrush feature even existed. You just needed to understand basic SEO concepts. Now SEMrush is built right in, and you really don't need to understand anything. That's not me exaggerating, it's going to tell you exactly what to do. Today I'm going to show you exactly where this feature is hiding, how to do real keyword research with it, and how to audit your site and how to fix common SEO mistakes right from the Lovable chat. For the longest time, the biggest knock against Lovable was its SEO. You could design a stunning website, but getting it to show up on the Google search just felt like an uphill battle. The heart of the problem was technical, something called client-side rendering. When Google's crawler visited a Lovable site, it could sometimes just see a blank page because of all of the content that was loading using JavaScript. Google can eventually render that JavaScript, but it was often slow and very unreliable. But with updates rolled out around mid-May of this year in 2026, Lovable tackled this head on. New apps now use server-side rendering straight out of the box. The full HTML of your page gets sent to Google on the very first visit, just like a traditional SEO-friendly website. For older sites, Lovable added automatic pre-rendering for verified search engine crawlers. Let me show you real proof this actually works. Search Semitole embryos for sale right now. You'll see Circle T Semitoles show up as one of the top links. That site was built entirely in Lovable about a year ago. No tricks, no special setup, and it ranked for the Google search term Semitole embryos for sale. It took 2 or 3 days to actually show up in Google, and it almost immediately landed as a top 2 or 3 result for that keyword. Now that's not a fluke. That's what happens when basics are done correctly. So where's this feature? It's kind of hiding in plain sight. Inside your Lovable project, you've got a preview, files, and code tabs across the top. Look at the far right, and there's a tab that looks like a stack of papers. That's the More tab. Scroll to the bottom and you'll find SEO and AI search. That's SEMrush. Open it up and you'll see a couple options. The first is the SEO and AI search review, an on-demand audit tool that scans your project for common technical SEO mistakes. Right below it is research SEO with Lovable. This section runs on live SEMrush data. You don't need your own SEMrush account to use the core research functions. It's just built right in. Let's talk cost because that's what makes this worth it. Standalone, SEMrush runs about $140 a month if you pay for it directly. Inside Lovable, scanning your project is completely free. Hit scan and it tells you everything it recommends fixing without touching a single credit. Now, credits only come into play once you start acting on those recommendations, and even then, basic keyword research is just 1 or 2 credits. Right now, this is practically free compared to paying for SEMrush on its own. I don't know if this stays this way. Lovable could lock it behind a higher tier anytime or make you connect your own SEMrush account. So if you're building sites and care about traffic, use it while it's here. A great website nobody can find is just an expensive hobby. To get traffic, you have to target keywords that real people are actually searching for. Before this integration, that meant jumping into separate tools, doing your research, and then bringing those keywords back into Lovable by hand or manually. Now it happens in one place. Here's how I'd approach this with a real example. So inside that SEO and AI search tab, I could ask the chat something like, what are good keywords for a Semitole embryo business? It comes back with ideas, shows me search volume, and shows me rank difficulty right there in the chat. That's the moment that matters. You're doing real keyword research inside the same tool that you're building with. From there, I could go deeper. I could ask, what are my competitors ranking for around semitol embryos for sale? It pulls the competitive picture for me and shows me who's actually showing up for that term. And that tells me exactly what I'm up against. If a keyword looks too competitive from where my site is at the time, I will change it. Something like, what are lower competitive keywords related to buying cattle embryos? That gives me more specific terms, lower volume, but the person searching them is a lot closer to actually buying. Once I've got a keyword worth targeting, I can act on it immediately. I can tell Lovable, build a page optimized for this keyword with the details buyers need and a way to contact us. Lovable builds the page using the keyword and SEO best practices from the start. That's the real shift here. You're not just building a website anymore, you're building a website that's designed to get found from day one. So you built out a few pages. How do you know if you've actually done anything right? This is where the SEO and AI research review comes in. Back in that tab, click Run Review. Lovable scans your entire project and gives you a report card on its technical SEO health. It checks metadata, missing or duplicate title tags, and meta descriptions on every page. It checks heading structure, making sure you have one H1 tag per page in some sort of logical order. It checks image and alt tags. It flags images that are missing those. It checks your sitemap and robots.txt to make sure Google isn't accidentally blocked. It identifies broken internal links, and it can pull in performance metrics to flag if your site is loading too slowly. For many of these issues, Lovable offers a simple fix. If you've got 10 pages with missing meta descriptions, you don't have to fix them one by one. You can tell it to fix the meta descriptions, and it will generate them for you using your normal build credits. This turns SEO from a daunting technical chore into a simple ongoing process. You build, you run the review, you apply the fixes, and you publish with a lot more confidence. For about over a year, the conversations about Lovable and SEO was all about problems and limitations. That narrative just got flipped. The move to server-side rendering fixed the foundational indexing issues that held sites back, but the real shift is the native Semrush integration. You've got a direct line to keywords and competitor data right inside your Lovable builder. Idea and keyword research to competitor analysis to a fully optimized page, all in just one workflow. Then you audit the whole site with a single click and let it help you fix the common errors. If you've been on the fence about using Lovable for anything that relies on search traffic, take another look. The tools are there and almost nobody is using them. And by the way, YouTube thinks you'll probably like this video right here. And also, if you want to think about subscribing, you can click that right there. And I'll see you in the next one.